Hello all and welcome to another review of mine. Today I'm going to review the Lithuanian Ration Pack General Purpose number 14 with, as a main, the pasta with beef and tomato sauce. And interestingly enough, this ration will come with 4 different snacks versus the other one that only came with 2 snacks. And I'm also very curious to try the main because it is a pasta dish. Now, most pasta dishes don't really survive MREs that well, in my opinion, simply because putting pasta in a retort pouch or a can will make the pasta very mushy. And also, this ration is still in date. The best before date is March 2025. And here's like a closer look. It is a very big bag for the ration, but curious to see what we get. First up, we have a beef steak bar with pepper flavor. So curious to see what this is, if it's anything like the beef snack bars that you get in American MREs. We get 25 grams of this. And then we have our oat digestive biscuits, 50 grams. They're a little bit scrunched up. Then we have our main, which is pasta with beef and tomato sauce. We get 300 grams of that. And this comes in a retort pouch, which also has a nice gusset. And we have our dry roasted peanuts. Quite interesting to see that they put so many languages on the packaging. So I'm guessing this is also used by other countries in their MREs. Then we have our fortified energy drink powder with flavor. Interesting description. I'm sure to figure out what kind of flavor it is. And then we have our cola bottles. This also has quite a few languages printed on the packaging. And finally, we have our accessory package. And inside the accessory pack, we have an alcohol-free antibacterial wipe, a pretty sturdy spork, the Barista's Selection roasted coffee, 2 packs of white sugar, a pack of salt, and 2 cold fresh extra mint chewing gums. I'll heat up the main in some boiling water. And then let's make our fortified energy drink powder with flavor. Interestingly enough, this is actually produced in the Czech Republic and then imported into the UK. And interestingly enough, although the front packaging says only with flavor, on the back you have the different flavors that you can get. Basically apple flavored, a peach iced tea flavored, and a strawberry flavored drink. So let's see what we get. And I guess from the smell already, I can say that we have the iced tea, peach flavored. And this is the powder close up, quite finely granulated and quite a lot of sugar to be seen there. And it has a very peachy smell, a little bit chemical. And it feels quite thick, so we might need to add a little bit extra water later. And next up, let's make our Barista's Selection roasted coffee. So yeah, that's just regular MRE freeze-dried coffee. I won't be adding too much water to this because this isn't a very strong coffee. So I put quite a small amount of water in this. And while the main is heating up, let's also unpack our snacks. These are the dry roasted peanuts. They look well seasoned and they have a little bit of color to them. Then let's try our cola bottles. So the cola bottles are covered with sugar and I don't know if that's gonna be sweet or sour. Then I'm gonna open up our beef steak bar. It is vacuum sealed, very snug. And this is it. It looks quite processed, but probably really good. It smells a little bit like a smoked flavor. I don't really smell any pepper. And then we have the oat digestive biscuits. Let's see what shape they're in. So yeah, we have a few intact ones and a few that are broken up, but interesting to see what we can combine it with, because basically, besides using them as biscuits or dunking them in your coffee, the only other sort of combinations you can make here is by putting them in the pasta. And finally, chewing gums, which are extra mint flavored. So first up, I'll try the peanuts. Here's a close-up of them. And that's kind of interesting. They're not salty at all, but they do have some herbs and spices to them. So they have some celery and some paprika, but overall, not bad. And then I'm gonna try the beef snack bar. And that's quite excellent. It has a bit of a sweet flavor actually, not very smoky. You can definitely taste the pepper in it. It's very pleasant peppery flavor. And the texture is not too dry, it's not very hard, but it's also not soft. So that's a really good snack to have in an MRE, I think. And here's a close-up of it. It is a little bit dry, but that's to be expected from anything like beef jerky. But it's a really, really good one. It's not salty, it's a little bit sweet, a little bit peppery, not very spicy, a little bit of smoke flavor. It's a really excellent snack. And then I'm gonna try the digestive biscuits. I'll take a whole one and let's see how that tastes. Yeah, and that's also very good. It's a little bit dry and it does have obviously some oat flavor to it, but it's not too whole grain. This is probably a good mix between a regular wheat digestive and an oat digestive. So it's very pleasant and just a good cookie that you could also buy in the store. And now it's a good opportunity to wash them away with the peach flavored iced tea. It's a little bit frothy, so interesting to see that. And it actually leaves almost a residue on the glass. It's definitely a little bit too sweet, but I also did not dilute it with enough water. It's not too chemical, it's not too viscous, it's a good drink. So this is also a good item to have, but I'll definitely top it up with a little bit more water. And as a final drink, we have our black coffee. I don't drink my coffee with sugar. And also this is quite, hopefully, a strong coffee, which is the way I like it. Adding less water to it, in my opinion, is definitely the way to go. Now you can really taste a little bit of bitterness and you can actually taste the coffee. And I'll save the cola bottles for dessert. And let's try the main now. It has been soaking in some warm water for quite some time. The gusset works nicely. So I guess you can also eat it straight out of the pouch. But the gusset is a nice touch, so let's try it first out of the bag. And it is quite warm, so that's good. It also smells pretty good. Smells like a nice pasta bolognese. And here's a close-up of it. Mostly I can see tomato and some little macaronis. And also what I think to be carrots. So some other veggies besides tomato. But yeah, let's try. Totally not bad at all. It's quite tasty actually. Obviously the pasta is a little bit soft, but it's not mush. So I guess that's the best you can ask for in a ration. And there are some small pieces of beef in there. It's quite like in a bolognese, so that's actually pretty good. It's not very salty, so I think I'll add some salt. And let's put this on the tray now. So yeah, overall, not a bad amount of food. We have the macaroni style pasta, some tomatoes, some pieces of carrot, and some tiny pieces of minced beef in the tomato sauce. But I'll be definitely adding some salt to this. And let's try it now with the salt. And the salt definitely added something to it, but overall a really good quality main. Now, before I finish this up and come back with my final thoughts on the ration, let's try some of the cola bottles. Here they are. They are not black, but they're a little bit brown and yellow, covered with sugar. So the cola bottles are soft gummies. They're not harder gummies, which is nice. They're nice and chewy, and they have a very sweet flavor. Obviously it's candy, so that's to be expected, but sometimes they also come in sour variants. Also a really good cola flavor, which isn't actually too artificial, which is weird to say about cola. And I forgot one final thing, and that is to try the digestive oat biscuits with the pasta. So here's a close-up of them, and let's try. And I don't really think that's a good combination. The oat digestives are actually a little bit sweet and it just doesn't pair well. So these are best left enjoyed separately. So yeah, overall that was a great ration. Every component was good. Peanuts were very good. A little bit of a herbal sort of seasoning to it, but very nice, not too salty. The beef snack bar was also really good. Peppery flavor, nice texture. The oat biscuits were also good. Just plain old oat biscuits or digestives. And I guess that's the only addition I could think about in this ration, that you could add some form of spread for the biscuits, because by themselves they're simply oat digestives. They're not super exciting, but still good. The cola bottles were also good, just nice little candies to snack on. And the main, cannot complain about it. I scarfed it down, basically very edible and quite a good dish for having pasta and an MRE. So overall, this was a great ration. I can fully recommend it. If you can find it, totally try it out. And finally, I shot this review on a different microphone than I did my other reviews. I now shoot it on the DJI Mic Mini, so a wireless microphone. So do let me know if the audio was good or better or worse than my previous videos. I shot my previous video on a Rode Video Go Micro, so a small shotgun mic. So very curious to see if the new microphone made any improvement to the audio. And before I'm gonna order some new MREs, I'm gonna finish reviewing the Czech MREs that I have. So I have 2 small breakfast rations left with some pretty surprising breakfast foods, so you'll probably see one of those pop up not too far in the future. That is it for this ration. Thank you so much for watching and hope to see you next time.